What's up, YouTube? My name is Scott Studios, and today I am here for my very first film review for my YouTube channel. And it's going to be for Spider-Man Homecoming, the newest Spider-Man movie from Sony and Marvel. Yes, this review is a bit late. I meant to start my YouTube channel a few weeks earlier, but since the film is still in theaters, and I am a humongous Spider-Man fan, I decided to do this review. And just for the record, there are no spoilers in this review, so you don't need to worry. I will do a spoiler review of this movie eventually, but this review is going to be spoiler free. Okay, so let's talk about this movie. This is the first good Spider-Man movie in 13 years. That is awesome. I've been waiting for this for quite a while. I was worried that Marvel wouldn't be able to top this over Spider-Man 2, which they didn't. This movie is not as good as Spider-Man 2, unfortunately. But it is a really good movie. Marvel did this way better than I thought they would do. And let's talk about it. The casting for this movie is brilliant. Tom Holland is perfect as both Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I actually like him more than Tobey Maguire, and that's really saying something, because I grew up with Tobey Maguire. Michael Keaton as the Vulture is absolutely the best possible casting choice you could make for this villain. This is like casting J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, which they did, which means it's awesome. The special effects in this movie are excellent. By the way, if you thought that Iron Man was going to be in this movie for a very long time, if you haven't seen this movie already, you should. He's not in the movie as much as you might think. I know the trailers make it seem that way, but he's not. That's not a spoiler, though. He's not in the movie as much. There's this awesome twist that comes with the villain that I really loved. It literally made my mouth drop. Again, I'm not going to reveal the twist, but it's going to surprise you. I guarantee it. The writing is also really good. The action scenes are also really good, although I think they could have been a bit more intense than they actually were. I was kind of disappointed that there wasn't as much intensity with this movie like there was for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, but it was really entertaining. I also appreciate that they made Vulture a much more interesting character. Most Marvel Cinematic Universe villains are very flat and one-dimensional. They don't really feel like people. This guy feels like a person. He doesn't even feel like a villain. You understand why he's doing what he's doing. And when you see him on camera, and when you find out exactly who this guy is and the connection he has to everything else, you're like, oh my god. Everything makes sense now. I love Shocker in this movie. The costume design is flawless. I love the way Vulture looks, and Shocker, I mean, he's not too special, but he looks really good. I also really appreciate the tone of this movie. It's very fun, it's very fast, very lighthearted. I do think it goes a little overboard, though. Like, this movie wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be. This goes back to the whole, it wasn't as intense as it should have been, but it was entertaining nonetheless. As far as flaws, again, I do think the movie is a bit too fun at times, not too much of a problem. I think the biggest problem with this movie that I have personally is that this movie does make certain changes to the comics that I didn't really appreciate. Some of the changes I did like, some of the changes, no. The post-credit scenes in this movie are also really good. They do a really good job at setting up future Spider-Man films. One post-credit scene really did make my mouth drop. I was like, oh my god, this is actually happening. And the second post-credit scene made me laugh so hard. I had so much fun with this movie, guys. This is my favorite Spider-Man movie in 13 years. I have to give this movie my final verdict now. This movie gets an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It's a fantastic Spider-Man movie. Please go see it if you haven't. And please visit my Facebook page. I'm going to put a link to it down below. Please hit like and subscribe, and peace out.